We're going to talk to Justin Cohen, who's news editor at the Jewish News, in a moment. But first of all, let's run through the front pages for you. Lots of the front pages taking a look at the resignation of Ian Duncan-Smith as Work and Pensions Secretary. The Sunday Telegraph is saying that the knives are out for George Osborne in a Tory backlash, and it's citing that Michael Gove has rallied to the Chancellor's side in a bid to stop the benefits row engulfing the party, and of course speculation that George Osborne has his eye on the job as the leader of the Conservative Party.
That story, slightly different spin on the front page of the Observer. Tory party at war as IDS allies slam immoral cuts. Prime Minister in counter-attack. Minister felt that he carried the can for the disability row. That's their front page. And then they've got a picture on the right-hand side, as you can see, as President Obama prepares to head to Cuba. It says a thaw in Havana.
Mail on Sunday taking a look at David Cameron being furious over Ian Duncan-Smith's resignation. He's describing it as dishonourable.
The front page of the Sunday Times, again, has the Ian Duncan-Smith story. It's on the front of virtually every paper this morning. And on the left-hand side, fertility hope for cancer victims. A woman who's to become the first in the world to have a baby after an ovary frozen when she was a child is put back inside her.
And the Independent on Sunday, it's the last print edition of this newspaper. It says, though, the news never stops, of course, and highlights on its front page the stories it's covering today. It's taking a look at Earth Hour, marked across the world, reporting on dark days and reason for optimism when it comes to climate change, an exclusive interview with David Cameron, and a veteran reporter meeting his match, the paper says, a woman who defied the doubters to get the scoop of the century, that by Robert Fisk.
As always with the Independent, always so well known for its striking photographs, and that photograph on the front page did just the job, didn't it?
Absolutely. Shanghai going dark. Justin Cohen is with us. Good morning. You've picked up on this interview, this exclusive interview in The Independent on Sunday with David Cameron.
Yes. I think that just a lot of the papers have missed because of the timing of the Ros Altman statement last night. I think that it struck me that if Ros Altman's right and this resignation was about Europe, then I think David Cameron will be ruining the fact that he even bothered to suspend cabinet responsibility. I mean, it seems pointless that we've now ended up in the situation we are. But I think the other thing is this story of IDS's resignation is now very much mixed up with the Brexit debate. And David Cameron wades in this exclusive interview with the final print edition of the Independent on Sunday. And he speaks in particular about his fear over turnout. He says that many people would be inclined to vote for the safe option of staying in, but that unless they actually come out and vote, Britain could be sleepwalking out of Europe. And I think this is a reminder, really, that despite everything that's been written and said about Jeremy Corbyn, it's actually David Cameron in the coming months, despite what's happened in the last couple of days, that actually faces the tougher ride within his own party, and we'll have to see what happens with that in the coming weeks.
It's interesting you mentioned that collective responsibility. Had he not suspended that, then we'd have been talking about machinations and rumours of divisions and everything else.
Anyway, it would have been discussed.
Yeah. Debbie McGee, we heard from her, I think, on Friday after Paul Daniels passed away. She did a very emotional interview for the BBC. She's now done one in The Sun, and just tell us, it's ever so sad, but a real love story that they had.
It is, and many people will point to the age difference, but it's very clear from these interviews of just how much they were in love over such a long period of time, which is unusual in the world of show business. She speaks about her incredible life with a man who cried when he saw a tragedy on television, how he'd go out of his way to make people laugh at every single opportunity. I think some people might be a touch surprised that she's doing so many interviews so soon. Apparently, this took place within a couple of days of Paul Daniels' death. But actually, it's very important to point out here that the proceeds from these interviews, I understand, are going to a particular charity, brain tumour charity that was close to his heart.
Of course. Let's take a look at the Mail on Sunday, and Marks and Spencer is what it's highlighting, saying that bikinis are going to be part of the range when we go into the stores.
Yeah, I'm not sure this looks particularly like either a burqa or a bikini, but it's going to be available in the flagship store of Marks and Spencer, Marble Arch, very soon. And I think it's a positive step that different communities in Britain and the growth of the Muslim community is being catered for by such a high street giant. But also, this is not going to be something that's just used by Muslim women. It points out in the story that Nigella Lawson is quite a fan of it for the fact that, you know, you don't need sunscreen. It covers up and prevents any kind of sunstroke. So, yeah.
Interesting as well, M&S has stores in Dubai and Libya, and they've been selling these three-piece sets for the last few years as well.
Yeah.
So that's pointed out that it has some experience in its other markets of this.
Yes, you're probably not surprised that it started elsewhere, but
Yeah.
it's now coming to Britain, and I think that's a positive step.
M&S, one of the British exports. So too Downton Abbey.
Yes.
What to do when the cameras stop rolling and your magnificent family home is left sort of somewhat quieter than it was. Highclere Castle on the Hampshire-Berkshire border, a beautiful place. The lady of the house has got plans.
Yeah, I think there will be many people still pining for their episodes of Downton Abbey, and there's good news for them because she's announcing that there's going to be, in September, I believe, 2 garden parties, 800 tickets each one, where people can come along, sample, you know, a good afternoon with that as the backdrop, and I believe that people are going to have to come in costumes of the age.
Yeah,
so,
1910 outfits. It'll be a spectacular place to go for a garden party. I hope the weather's good.
We'll see
No
you
guarantees.
we'll see you again in an hour with more insights. Thanks very much.
Thank you.